So once a year, around Valentine's Day, I like to make one creepy, weird, perverted video, and I know what you're thinking to yourself, that's all you do, John. Well, you might be right. So warning, things are about to get creepy. So coming in at number 10, it's Ariel from The Little Mermaid. And I know what you're thinking, she's too hot for number 10. Well, I'll be honest with you, I never had a thing for redheads, and the one redhead I did date, she got a little bit violent with me, and I ended up with a bloody nose, but that's besides the point. But the thing I've always enjoyed about Ariel is she is a mermaid. She doesn't have legs, so if you take her on dry land, no matter what you say or do to her, she can't run away from you. Let you throw her in the water and she's gonna swim away. She was so naive. She basically made a deal with the devil to find love in 3 days. Come on, women, you're not gonna find love in 3 days, all right? So be happy being a mermaid. You can swim underwater and hold your breath all day. I wish I could do that. Next up, it's Tinkerbell. Now, I know I'm technically cheating here. She wasn't a princess, but she was in the Disney female family, and that's what counts. By the way, she was a little fairy who had a whole bunch of pixie dust, and just imagine having like pixie dust, like garbage bags full of pixie dust. How everything would just be better. You could float around. A few things I've always liked about Tinkerbell was she was so small, you could just put her in your pocket and save her for later. I told you it was gonna get weird, and it's even gonna get weirder, so stay put. Don't get scared now. Mulan, kind of a badass chick who would do whatever it took. Even if she has to dress up like a guy to go into battle, you gotta respect things like that. Next up, it's Esmeralda from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And this chick gives me hope, because even if you got a hump in your back and you're swinging from the bell tower, you still might be able to get a hot chick in life, so that's very inspirational. Now, the thing I really like about Esmeralda was she was a dubious gypsy woman claiming sanctuary in a church. I like bad girls. Now, I usually don't like chicks who live with 7 other dudes, especially one named Grumpy, but Snow White is an exception. Snow White seemed like that girl next door. She had a very nice, pure vibe to her. You could trust where she was going and where she had been. Plus, her character was very nurturing. You know, she took the time for each one of these little dwarfs, you know, especially Sneezy. She gave that guy what he needed, and that's what I need. I don't know what that is, but I need it. Next up, it's Cinderella, and I love blondes. She goes from rags to riches. One day she puts on the glass slippers, rides around in a pumpkin, finds Prince Charming, and even though she's the love of his life, and they meet at the ball, he still can't remember what she looks like 3 days later. So then he has to have every woman in the kingdom try on this glass slipper, and whichever one fits, that's the love of his life. It's like you can't remember what she looks like. Typical. You know, that Prince Charming, he couldn't appreciate women like I could. Just around the river bend. Next up, it's Pocahontas. Pocahontas was a very free spirit. She knew the land, she knew nature. Her best friend was a raccoon. I like it. Belle from Beauty and the Beast, another chick on my list who just goes to show no matter how weird or how crazy you look, you can still pick up hot chicks. And that's a pretty good example for life, isn't it? And on a side note, if I was Beast's best friend, like if I could go in this movie and be his best friend who he hangs out with and plays video games with or something, or ping pong, I'd be like, dude, listen, I know you think she likes you for who you are, but dude, did you realize that you have a mansion here and a lot of money and like your silverware comes to life and talks? I mean, come on. It's about the money, dude. Come on. Street rat, rift raft, I don't buy that. And neither do I, but the next one up is Jasmine from Aladdin, one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Why? Because I always wanted a genie. Just imagine rubbing a little lamp and a big blue man comes out who's voiced by Robin Williams and can give you any 3 things you want. Now, the thing I like about Jasmine was it wasn't all about the money. She didn't need a guy with a lot of money to fall in love with him. And by the end of the movie, she falls in love with a guy who lied, cheated, and stole to basically con his way into her life. And she's okay with that. Aladdin, you dirty street rat, you. I would have done the same thing, though. Okay, so the hottest Disney princess on my list. It's weird I'm even saying that, but number 1 on my list is going to be Rapunzel from the movie Tangled. Now, why is that, you might ask? It's simple. 2 reasons. I have a thing for blondes, and 2, she has long, beautiful hair, and she doesn't mind having it yanked on. She's okay with that. This is weird. This is the weirdest video I think I've made in a long time, but I'm gonna stand by it. Okay, so I hope that wasn't too painful to watch. I tried to kind of contain myself here and there. Either way, guys, please don't think any less of me, and here's my question to you, and let me know down below, who is your favorite favorite all-time Disney princess? Or for the ladies out there, who's your all-time favorite prince? So my name's John, this is the Flick Pick channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and check out my last video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.